What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another anime review. And yesterday we did took a look at 7SEEDS Season 1, so today we're going to be taking a look at 7SEEDS Season 2, which again also has 12 episodes, making this anime have a total of 24 episodes, all of which, like, lengthwise are between 20 and 25 minutes, so you can easily watch it within 8 hours, or if you're watching it season by day, then there's 2 seasons, so it'll be in 2 4-hour segments. I watched it in 2 4-hour segments across 2 days because I wanted a little bit of a breakup rather than watching it all in one go. But I think the second season has higher stakes and is a lot more interesting than the first one. But obviously the first one was needed to set up the dynamic of the characters, to set up the situation, and also to build the world. So here we go. Without any further delay, let's get into the main story of Season 2, which does pick up exactly where we leave off on Season 1, with the 2 white-haired characters getting kicked out of the main summer group because of their criminal actions of abuse, violence, attempted murder, rape, and like damaging property and stuff like that. They did quite a lot of horrible shit in like Season 1, and they're being punished for it, which gave me faith in Summer Team A, actually, because they won't stand for this shit that these two are trying to pull. So they get kicked out, and they have to go work on their own, and they end up meeting up with Summer Team B, who we follow for the rest of the season, and they unstick the boat, which they crash, and they sail it, and they get separated. One of them ends up on a boat and is lost, and they find the other team who actually turn the boat around, and this boat that they find just chilling in the water has a like iron-eating fungus, bacteria, moss inside it, which actually has a taste for blood, and one of our main girls is on her period, making her a target for the moss. And because they stumbled upon this place and it all turned on, the countdown sequence to launch a nuke at Japan was activated to make sure that no one would survive this catastrophe in this world, because, you know, it's an awful place to live and it's an awful place to survive. So they run around trying to stop it, trying to save the entirety of Japan, and you know what? They fucking manage it. They manage to save the entirety of Japan, because with the girl being on her period, the fungus is chasing her all over the ship and wanting to attack her specifically, because that's where it can smell blood. And there was a little bit of foreshadowing of this when she was sat on the boat, not wanting to get in the water, not wanting to go into the sauna because of how it can affect her period, and it can attract fish to come and get her because of her period. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it is. But if it is true, there you go. Correct me in the comments. I personally think it's like a little... I don't know. I just don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. But, you know, I am a guy, so I don't have periods, so I'm not the person to ask for all the knowledge. But I do think it is wrong. So, continuing on, you know, they manage to get out of the ship. They cheer. They have a hype moment, and that's their story. There is a second story, which is running along at the same time of this, which is actually with the main guy's girlfriend, and she befriends a horse, a couple of pigs, so she gets like an Inosuke pet with a couple of other, you know, animals befriending her. She ends up, you know, meeting up with the other members of her crew, and they have a base, and that's really where the season ends and nothing else really happens, I'm going to be honest. But I really did enjoy this season. I liked the high stakes of the nuke. I liked that we found another place which is scary, unknown, and left to be explored. I thought it was really cool, really interesting, and I, again, not a huge fan of the animation of this anime, but I can look past it for, you know, you know, it's good animation, but it just, the style of it, like the art style that they go with, is quite ugly. Like some of the heads sometimes look off, some of the faces look off sometimes. But again, we've all seen how well I can draw, so, you know, can't really complain too much here. It's just not an art style that I find appealing to look at for a long period of time. However, with this being the final season, I am quite livid because we never actually get a connection between the characters. Like, the guy and the girl never actually end up meeting each other, and that pisses me off. It does end in a much better way than it did in season 1. Like, season 1 ended with like a continuation going straight into season 2, which I didn't really like because these seasons were like a year to 2 years apart. So in doing that, it kind of ruins the flow of the anime, leaves it on a massive cliffhanger, and the fact that you need to watch number 2 to get, like, to finish the season 1 story. Obviously, season 2 ends on a cliffhanger as well, but it does feel like the stories that were being told, or at least the main stories being told in season 2, were wrapped up quite nicely in a nice little bow. All endings were sort of tied off, leading some like open for like season 3, 4, 5, and even 6 possibly, but the main chunk of it was resolved, and that's what made it feel like a nice conclusion, which could lead into another season. And I much preferred the ending to this one to the first one because it just felt a lot nicer. I got the fucking character arc that I wanted for the ginger guy. I fucking knew he had it in him. I fucking had the character arc there. He was a dick to start with, and he was a little bit of a sex pest to start with, but I got the fucking Rexplode character arc that I wanted, that I did mention back in season 1, and he did be a hero. He saved some of our characters. He actually started to care for them, open up a little bit more, and I liked that. I thought that was cool, and we did start to see that a little bit towards the end of season 1, so it is nice that we got the payoff in season 2. But there is a couple of other things that we didn't get payoff for, like the dog guy and one of the girls from Summer A leaving camp to go and explore and find Hannah, and unfortunately we got no fucking exploration with them at all. We didn't see any of their travels other than the girl adopting one of his dogs, and that was it. We never saw any connection between them. We never saw any build-up, no story elements from them. They just kind of went MIA. That was it. We also stopped seeing anything from Summer A and the other members of, like, Spring Team, which, again, I feel like kind of sucks because, you know, we spent so much time with them at the end of season 1 that I thought they would go into season 2, but they didn't. They built a house, and that was it. We kind of left them, and it did feel a little bit disheartening because we focused more on the 2 dickheads of Summer A, and I didn't like them at all. Like, they were attempted murderists and attempted rapists, and that's fucking grim. That's disgusting. They're assholes, and I don't think they had as good as a redemption as what the show wanted to have for them. Like, the white hair guy, he kept trying to kill Summer Team B in these really strange ways, and he tried to hide his tracks, but it was still very obvious what he was doing, and it felt really shit because I didn't know why he was trying to do it. He was just doing it, and there was no explanation to as of why. My best theory and my best thoughts as to as of why he was doing this was to try and get his mate to snap out of this sort of his mind was fucked because he still thought he was back in the, like, final test, this final selection, and I feel like he was trying to do this to snap him out of it, but I don't know if that's to try and snap him out of it or, like, to keep him in it. I didn't really understand why he was doing it, so if you guys do know, please do let me know down in the comments below, because it really did bug me why he was trying so hard to kill Summer B when I feel like they haven't done anything wrong. Like, they haven't done fuck all wrong, and they actually ended up helping quite a bit towards the end, and they did get quite buddy-buddy with them, but I don't feel like neither of them have been redeemed. Yes, they saved our main characters. Yes, they're the, like, smart ones, and the ones that you should keep alive because of their military training and expertise, but still, I just don't think they're as good as what they're made out to be, because they only really saved them once. The other times they saved them, it was their fault anyway that they were in these struggling, like, dangerous situations. So it just kind of felt like they were trying to make themselves look like the heroes and trying to make them look better and that they needed to be kept around more than, like, if they weren't there. And it did just, I don't know, it made it like they had a really shitty redemption, and I didn't really like that. Like, I feel like they could have had a better redemption for the white-haired guy. There is no redeeming the other guy. Like, I forget his name, but there's no redeeming, like, the balding guy, the guy with, like, the white on the top of his hair. He is not getting redeemed. He does not deserve to be redeemed. He is a colossal cock, and I hate him. I thought he was fucking awful. Like, for the shit that he did in this series, it was genuinely fucking grim what he did. And he didn't even try and be like, oh shit, I'm sorry, why did I do that? He doesn't even take responsibility or even, like, say, yes, I did that. He denied, and just fucking made up loads of bullshit excuses to why he did such a thing. And it was just really crap. And I'm glad that we got a redemption for Orange Hair, though. I was fucking rooting for him from the get-go, and he ended up being my favorite character of the series, to be fair. I did like him. So, other than that, I definitely think the stakes were higher in this one. The quality of the story was better in this one because it didn't have to set up the world, set up the premise, set up the situations. It could just tell the story that it wanted to tell. So I feel like this one is a lot better than Season 1. So I am going to give it a higher score and give it a solid 8 out of 10 because I think it is just so much better than Season 1. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.